All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. 48 First Alert Meteorologist Eric Burke. It is 10:30, and this is Weather Extra. If you've watched Weather Extra at all this week, it's going to sound awfully similar. I know Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis posted on his social media page yesterday that this entire month feels like Groundhog Day, and yeah, the forecast is just getting so downright repetitive. But hey, it's the summer. They say it's going to be hot and humid, and that's exactly what happens. We say it's going to storm in the afternoon, and that's exactly what happens. And unfortunately, there's no change in the pattern anytime soon. It's usually this time of year, it takes a pretty substantial cold front to come through to kind of knock down our humidity levels, knock down our temperatures, and then sometimes we get that ridge of high pressure building in, and that gives us kind of a quiet stretch of weather. But no, we've got the same persistent southwest flow, daily disturbances and kind of the upper levels just sweeping through with the heating, the moisture. You're going to get showers and storms. It's impossible to pinpoint when and where. We just know afternoon, early evening, there's a chance that you're going to get a downpour or a storm at your house at some point. But right now, tropics look quiet. That's always a good thing. I know a lot of you trying to squeeze in your beach vacations before the kids go back to school. I know it's 7-11 day, July 11th, and we are counting down the days now to the first day of school for many of our school districts. So we started off the morning, another morning with showers moving out of Lawrence County into parts of Morgan County, and then that moved into parts of southern Madison County out toward Ditto Landing, Hobbs Island, for example. Those are kind of the areas that saw rainfall yesterday too. So a little bit of rainfall this morning. Some of you might have even heard some thunder, and nothing strong to severe this morning. We look at the radar right now, things are quiet, but we are heating up pretty quickly today, and a lot of that just has to do with we're seeing a bit more sunshine than what we had for the day yesterday. So I think our temperatures will be a little bit warmer there. I bumped up the high when I came in doing my morning forecasting here about 3 a.m. or so. But here we go out in Decatur, kind of a mix of sun and clouds. 85 at the moment. Relatively calm conditions. We've got a little bit of a breeze, southwesterly, maybe 3 to 7 miles per hour. That's about it as far as the air moving around. One of those days, if you're outside for longer than maybe 15 minutes, you're going to start sweating, and unfortunately the sweating doesn't stop until you finally go inside and find some air conditioning. Storm timeline, and no different than the past several days. It usually starts as early as about 11 o'clock at some point during Tennessee Valley Living. When I'm on with Peyton Walker giving you those two live weather updates, we'll probably have at least our first shower popping up on the radar here. But the later you go into the afternoon and the evening, the better chances you have of running into those scattered downpours and storms. The weekend is going to be the same exact forecast. At least by next week, I think we'll have some mostly dry days. You know, some of you might see that downpour, but for the most part, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week are looking a little bit drier. So that's kind of reassuring as far as that goes. Looking at your temperatures right now, we've got 87 already in the Shoals. Most other places pretty much in the mid-80s, 86 Pulaski, 82 in Lincoln County, 85 Huntsville, down to 82 in Coleman. This is the gross part of the forecast. I talk about the light green, that kind of comfortable air that we had leading up to the 4th of July. Oh, that's long gone. We've got the dark green on the map, and the air you can wear, you can see on the legend at the top of the graphic there, right below where it says dew point. You know, comfortable is the lighter colors. The darker the green gets, the worse it feels outside. And this is just heavy, soupy air on top of us, all associated with that southwest wind, all that sunshine, the Gulf moisture just streaming in. And you combine your temperature with the dew point, you get your feels like temperature already at 97 here, 1034. That's what it feels like right now in Florence. Feels like 96 in Pulaski. We've got a few 80s, but for the most part, it's feeling like 90 plus degrees, and that's kind of what we're expecting for the rest of the afternoon. A lot of you will have a heat index in the upper 90s to lower 100s. This is not a heat advisory criteria type day. There's certain numbers that the National Weather Service has to hit to issue those heat-related products, either a heat advisory or excessive heat warning. And we're not going to hit that today, but that doesn't make it any less dangerous. A day, if you are working outside, doing strenuous activity, think of our construction workers, our landscapers, you know, people that, roofers, people that are required to work outside. they're used to working in the heat, so their bodies are pretty acclimated to it, and it's a little later in the summer now, so we're getting fairly acclimated. But I don't encourage you to go out and go run 10 miles in heat like this, because it's just very uncomfortable. Can be dangerous a day like today. Basically, showers and storms through the rest of the afternoon. A bit more cloud cover, just kind of peeking in by the afternoon. You start to see those big cumulus clouds, cumulonimbus clouds, the thunderstorm clouds, building up as we go through the afternoon. Kind of cool to see them growing vertically, but what goes up eventually must come down, and that's all the heavy rainfall that we're potentially forecasting for the rest of the afternoon. West-southwest wind will stay with us. So that's what we've got today, and guess what? Your weekend identical forecast here. 90 tomorrow, 92 on Sunday. Both days the heat index right around 100 degrees. We are anticipating showers and storms. These storms are going to develop 11 a.m. at the earliest, wrapping up around 6, maybe 7 o'clock. I don't think we'll start off any of our mornings with showers Saturday or Sunday, so that's good news if you're heading out for church, worship services Sunday morning. We should be dry for that. Uncomfortably humid, but we should be dry. And then, you'll have plenty of dry hours. Just anticipate some delays from time to time. Always have to do this. Plug the 48 weather app. Free, Apple, Android, gives you the radar tool, future radar tool. It's all right there in your tools, as well as your hourly forecast. And especially this time of year, I try and go in and really manually adjust a lot of the hourly forecast numbers to match what I'm thinking is actually going to happen, because I know a lot of you actually do rely on that too. So just something I try and do if I've got some extra time, kind of update those numbers, because you guys are trying to plan your days around it, and we appreciate you using our 48 weather app, that's for sure. But it is a good tool to have. All right, here's the rest of the day. Let's see what the model is thinking. Consistent with what it was showing with the earlier morning model run here. Temps warming up, upper 80s, low 90s, feeling like 100 degrees. You kind of just have to interpolate between the areas that are seeing showers and storms. This is just kind of chaos theory at this point of anyone has a chance of seeing showers and storms. It looks like it's kind of favoring areas along and east of I-65 for the rest of the afternoon. So something we'll continue to keep an eye on if we see any trends that could potentially lead to some flooding. But I think we'll just hear some thunder. You'll have quite a bit of lightning, downpours from time to time, and some potential for gusty winds if those storms start to collapse and you get that big rush of wind down to the surface. So that's future radar for the rest of the afternoon. As any Friday evening plans, things look good. My clicker or the computer system is not cooperating as it typically does. Again, has to go all the way to the studio, and there's a couple concrete walls in between this back room where we do Weather Extra and the studio there. So skipping forward to your Saturday, this day it's just about going to be identical to what we had today. Temperatures start to warm up eventually. We'll warm up into about the 90-degree range. There are your isolated showers and storms. It's actually showing a little less coverage for Saturday. I think we have 50% as your chance of rain or storms tomorrow. It's trending a bit drier. We'll keep the 50 probably, just because this model run is a bit drier than what the morning was showing, and sometimes the intermediate model runs just have kind of a different opinion of things. Sunday afternoon, evening, I've got pool plans this weekend. We'll be out there. You hear thunder, see lightning, time to bring it off the pool deck. And it looks like Sunday, late afternoon, evening, potential for some showers and storms there. Just a peek at the model here. This is 3 days worth of rainfall based on the rain and storm coverage that this model is thinking. And it is keeping areas along and east of I-65 as kind of the wetter areas. So maybe a slightly higher chance of seeing some showers and storms in those locations. So it's the same thing every day, guys. I know it's getting a little boring, a little repetitive, but this is the forecast, and it's my job to fill you in on what's happening today as well as for the next couple of days into the weekend here. Such a struggle. See, and then such a struggle is what I was going to say, and it skips right through the satellite and radar graphic. Oh well. All right, overnight we should be dry. Again, Friday evening plans, you're all right. You got a bonfire or something planned. I don't anticipate any showers sticking around much later than like 7, maybe 8 o'clock at the latest. 72 overnight tonight. Expecting more areas of dense fog, especially if you see rainfall today. You're more likely to see some fog tomorrow morning. Saturday, same exact thing. Partly cloudy. Temperatures warming up to about 90, should feel about 98 to maybe 103 degrees or so until you see those showers and storms popping up. Sometimes you get those nice gust fronts. You kind of feel that rush of air. There's a storm in the vicinity. Might not be too close to you, but it's out there somewhere because the wind starts changing direction. Maybe you feel the dew point drop a little bit. But here's your extended forecast here for your next couple of days. Showers and storms today, tomorrow, Sunday. These won't be all-day events by any means. Heavy rainfall possible, frequent lightning, gusty winds. Even into next week, looks like Monday, 91, going with kind of just those isolated to widely scattered chances. And I did want to highlight Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week because as of right now, using some of the longer-term model data, they are showing some relatively dry days. We'll still see some isolated storms or showers popping up, but for the most part, the drier we are, the hotter our temperatures get. Now, if something starts popping up in the Atlantic or the Gulf, we're always watching that this time of year. We're heading, kind of into the heart of summer here, and this is when the tropics start to get more and more active. A lot of you have beach plans or you've got some exotic Caribbean vacation. That's awesome if you do. We love the Caribbean, my wife and I, but I'll be out at the pool after the noon newscast. Join me again on TVL and with Peyton Walker there at 11 o'clock and your newscast at noon with Gina Benitez. So that's it for Friday. I actually work tomorrow night, so I will be doing Weather Extra at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. If you're not doing anything, hope you join us. And of course, meteorologist Jeff Denoyer will have his morning Weather Extra / coffee time, whatever you want to call it. He'll do that both Saturday and Sunday morning. So everyone, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Watch your 48 weather app as we're expecting more storms to pop up today, as well as Saturday and Sunday. So that's it for me. Hope you've had a great week and have an excellent weekend.